Ken Griffin, TD Ameritrade. Both of these are very interesting situations where we appear to have two individual circumstances that may not be a coincidence. Ken Griffin fleeing the country, TD Ameritrade being tied to a building that was burned to the ground, perhaps intentionally. Check out this video. We're going to talk about that here today. Hope you all enjoy it. Much love. Light taps. It is a beautiful day. I'll tell you what. I'm really excited to talk about this stuff. I know this is circulating around Twitter pretty heavily, and I'll give you guys the gist of it, but I want to dive into these documents personally with you guys and kind of walk through what's sort of happening here. But TD Ameritrade, I don't know. There's some sketchy sort of stuff that's happening right now. I'll tell you that. There's news of essentially a building burning down to the ground right now, and I'm gonna pull up a tab just so that you can see this. And then we're gonna dive into a legal document just so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. But check this out. This is coming from Nazim. Complete credit to him. This is why I retweeted him before I even started to discuss this. He found this document as well, and people in the comment section were very, very helpful. I find it fascinating how Twitter is able to do an investigation worthy of probably the Department of Justice in the matter of hours once news comes out. I'll tell you what, the power of the internet is beautiful. It is quite the beast. It is quite a beautiful thing. But you see this. The DOJ announces about an ongoing investigation into short selling at an offsite document storage facility burns outside of Chicago, Illinois. Weird how that works, huh? Weird how the DOJ suddenly says we're kind of investigating, we're looking into some different stuff, we want to see what's going on, and out of nowhere you see a building stacked to the ceiling with documents burned to the ground. Guess who the facility is connected to? TD Ameritrade. And a lot of the records are stored at that facility. Yep, coincidence. And on this document that he shared, I wanted to find the actual document myself just to make sure that these screenshots were from the same document, because we cannot see that with our own eyes, right? All that you see is the address, and then you see TD Ameritrade farther up in the document, not necessarily right here on this page even. So I decided to dig deep. I wanted to figure out what's going on with this TD Ameritrade stuff and make sure that it wasn't just a bunch of bullshit, because we've seen it. We've seen bullshit news. We've seen stuff that's kind of goofy. So let's just do a brief investigation into what this is. So if you look up 1200 Humbrock Circle, you can see that this building has burned mysteriously to the ground. Check this out. Bartlett firefighters battling large warehouse fire at document storage facility. Bartlett firefighters battling large warehouse fire at document storage facility. Watch live. Firefighters are battling a massive fire that destroyed a warehouse at the Brewster Creek Business Park in West Suburban Bartlett. Chopper 7 was over the scene at Access, a secure document storage facility in the 1200 block of Humbrock Circle, just after 4 p.m. I actually know a couple people. There's a dude who I play Phasmophobia with on Twitch at night. His name's Sauce. He lives, I think, 20 minutes from this location. That's actually pretty wild to me. He is very, 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 very close to this. And he's within striking distance. This is real stuff. The smoke from the fire was so intense, the plume was visible on ABC 7's live Doppler 7 Max weather radar. The Bartlett Fire Department said its entire force is responding to the scene and has not yet released any information. In a statement, Access said all its employees evacuated the building and are safe. Weird how they all knew that there was a fire and that somehow, a building that completely burned to the ground, there was nobody injured and there was nobody killed. I don't know. And we read on. The company added that it is working with local authorities to determine the cause of the fire. So either A, they are actually looking into the cause of the fire and this is a complete accident, or B, they're damn good storytellers. But the address for this building is 1200 block of Humbrock Circle just after 4 p.m., right? So what do we see in common here? Well, this Bartlett 1200 blah, blah, blah started yesterday at 6:07 p.m. You see this tweet come out, 1200 Humbrock Circle, and you see a picture of the building literally burning to the ground with tons of documents in there, lots and lots, boxes full of documents containing, I'm sure, sensitive data and information, and these two screenshots. So the actual PDF that's being referenced here is this one right here. So if you'd like to read this yourself, feel free to do so. You can fact check me. We're all about fact checking here, right? I get stuff wrong. Who knows what happens? But this seems pretty damning. So what this is saying is right here. Uniform application for investment advisor registration, report by exempt reporting advisors. You can see this right here. Full legal name of TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade is very obviously the party involved in this 149-page legally tying document to the SEC, may I add. There's some weight to that, right? Your name's on a piece of paper that's associated with the SEC. You can then therefore assume that there's some sort of tie legally where you're not really allowed to lie. These documents are actually the way that people were able to find Jim Chanos's Twitter account. Because he was hiding behind a Twitter account where his name wasn't public. However, Jim Chanos had to register his Twitter account with the SEC, and that Twitter account was actually verifiably tied to Jim Chanos. So people were able to deduce that just based on the fact that it's an illegally tied SEC document. Well, you continue down this article to page 17. We're going to come down here to page 17. There's an interesting little piece of information that is tied to the document. Check this out. Location of books and records. Section 1.L. You can see a couple different addresses here. Check this out. The first one is 607 Lambert Point Drive, City Hazelwood, State Missouri. They've got some information over here. You go down one more, you see this. Off-site storage facility for records not required to be kept on site. Name of entity where books and records are kept. Access, number and street. 1200 Humbrock Circle. City, Bartlett. State, Illinois. United States. It is the exact same information handled by a third-party unaffiliated record keeper. This address is undeniably, without a shadow of a doubt, legally tied. So the only way this is not somehow tied to TD Ameritrade is if this SEC document, this legally binding document, is an absolute croaks. It's if it's bullshit, right? That is some wild stuff. Like the fact that this hasn't already been deduced. Like I refuse to believe that if the internet, if Twitter could figure out within a couple hours, within a day of this building being set ablaze, that it was somehow tied to TD Ameritrade. I refuse to believe that the people who are being reported the information do not have access to knowing this. Like, how could you not? Especially if you've been in the area. I'm sure you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy's cousin, who knows a guy's stepmom, who knows a guy's stepmom's son that worked at that building in Chicago, Illinois at 1200 Humbrock Circle, Bartlett. Other piece of information that I found interesting. This is coming from the same guy, Nazim. So this one I can't verify. I don't know. I'm actually a little bit skeptical of this. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to talk about it nonetheless because who knows? It could be something. And if people have information, please share it in the chat. I would love to read it. But this is from the same account. Breaking news. Ken Griffin has fled the country like a little bitch. Ken Griffin, in case you do not know, I'm assuming most people know, is the CEO of Citadel. He runs the company. He runs the market maker. He runs the hedge fund. He is the mastermind, the ultimate villain that plays out in this storyline. There's a picture of a private plane, you would assume, leaving from Chicago, coming out of the country. You can see the type, 2012 Bombardier BD 700, Global 6000, 6500, KP Holdings LLC. So the only thing that I can think of is if this KP Holdings LLC is somehow tied to Ken Griffin. So we can just check this out. Oh. What? That can't be. No way. No way. No. What are we living in? What kind of world is this? Chat, please. Give me a reason right now. Give me a reason why I shouldn't believe what I'm seeing. Please, give me a single reason. Give me a one reason to believe that this isn't legit. Please, please. This is really damn hard to look away from. KP Holdings LLC leaving from Chicago, plane flying out of the country. We don't know why he's flying out. We can't prove anything, right?
When did this happen? When did he leave? This was on February 3rd, 2022. And then this next tweet came out 12 hours ago. Dude, 2-hour time difference? What? Boys, girls, what the fuck is happening? How is this? What is, I don't, come on. That's a little strange. That's sus. That is sus. That is really, really sus, boys and girls. I don't know. Ken Griffin's tied to KP Holdings LLC. Let me just walk you through this. Check this out. This is Open Corporates. This was established 28 January 2003, about 19 years ago. You can see the company name KP Holdings LLC. Addition of Officer Kenneth C. Griffin, member. This was on 2020, December 29th, up until 2021, January 5th. I'm assuming it was the last day that this was updated. Ken Griffin is really tied to this? That's pretty wild. I don't know, man. I don't think you can't assume. You can't assume that he's directly tied to that building burning to the ground, but it is strange. I'm not going to lie. That an entire TD Ameritrade associated building is burning to the ground. And within 24 hours, Ken Griffin's flying out of the country. Or at least somebody that Ken Griffin is associated with. You'd have to assume. Maybe Ken's not on the plane, but if he's associated with KP Holdings, maybe it's somebody that Ken Griffin's associated with that's on the plane. I don't know. That's some wild stuff. We are watching. This is simulation. This is a simulation, dude. Holy crap. Bro, come on. This is some tinfoil hat stuff. We can't make any assumptions, right? This isn't fact. This is opinion. This is probably some C-tier evidence. It's just stating out two facts, right? We see two facts here. We see that KP Holdings is associated with Ken Griffin. KP Holdings also has a plane that left from Chicago and is clearly going out of the country. Maybe Ken Griffin was on the plane. Maybe he was not. We also see within 24 hours that a building associated with TD Ameritrade in Chicago, which is also where Ken Griffin is from, burned to the ground, which is also a storage facility. You can see this based on the overall document in which we just highlighted. Off-site storage facility for records not required to be kept on site. 1200 Humbrock Circle, third-party unaffiliated record keeper. That's sus, baby. Z-tier? Yeah. Oh, baby. You already know. Dude. Boys and girls, do me a favor, please. Please, do me a favor. This guy deserves a like on these tweets. Truth is stranger than fiction, Trey, says Ryan. Bro, you're not even wrong. I mean, we just live in the most strange times. It's honestly just mind-blowing that this is real life. I mean, think about this. Think about how crazy the last year of shenanigans has been that we have kind of been living through. I mean, we've really been living through some wild stuff. You watched hundreds of millions and billions of dollars get Thanos snapped out of existence January 2021, a year ago, right? A year and a month ago. That is insane. That, like, just think about the weight that carries, how crazy that is, because that's millions of people who just, bam, evaporated. Money evaporated out of your hands. That in and of itself is like a simulation. That seems like something that would be in a fucking movie, but that was real life. That's not fiction. That's truth. Movies will be made about that, talking about the experiences that we, the people, retail investors have lived through. That is insane to me. I mean, think about that. Think about that single fact alone. And then you look at other stuff. I mean, I think about this a lot. You look at Facebook, which I talked about yesterday on my stream, and the fact that they just evaporated 25% of their total market cap of what at the time was $800 billion. Now they're a $562 billion market cap. They just, poof, hundreds of billions of dollars gone just like that. Toasted. It's insane. I mean, we are living in some crazy, crazy times, guys. And you throw in some of these crazy world events, Ukraine, Russia, China, the United States sending soldiers into Europe. You've got inflation in Turkey at 50%, 49%. You've got Jerome Powell doing absolutely insane flip-flopping between hawkish and dovish. You've got I can't even. This is a developing story that I think deserves some attention. And I tweeted out both of these different reference points. So Nazim, finding this, he is the original, right? I give absolute credit to this guy. I take none of it. I wouldn't have even known this existed if he didn't post this story. I just dived into it further to check and see if this was all legit before speaking on it. And the documents, check out. It looks pretty legit. And nothing is ever a fucking coincidence. So Nazim, you got that absolutely nailed on the head. That is some damn good information, my guy. Worth sharing, without a doubt. So there you go.